Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do that sink that I showed you in that YouTube short video. And the colors that come up the most in my email was gloss black, gloss seaside, and painter's touch white paint by Rust-Oleum. So that's what we're going to do it with. So let's get into it. We might add one or two more colors. We'll see. All I've done to it was taking lightly sanded to get any raised areas down. And I took and I wiped it clean with isopropyl alcohol. And I'm not going to put any bonding primer on this. I'm going to show you that you don't need to. No matter what you hear online, it's not necessary. And I'm going to cover with gloss black spray paint, and you'll be able to pour epoxy straight on top of this wet paint because this does not off gas. I'm just going to lightly cover it. I ain't going to cover the whole thing too thick. Not necessary. I had a couple of people ask me or say it would look good with a solar system on it, and I agree it would. But I also said what colors I could get those to request for where I was going to do it. But I am going to do that solar system because, not on this one, on another one, because that would be absolutely cool. Lightly cover it with your black paint. It ain't got to be nothing fancy. Your epoxy is going to go over the top of it and cover it. Just want to make sure everything's coated in black and not all them colors that was on it. Make sure you get the sides and the front. And don't believe all that hype. Like I said, that you have to have bonding primer, because you don't. This is all you got to do, and I can pour straight on top of this black spray paint. So let me get my epoxy mixed up, and I'll get right back with you. Now, the way we're going to do this, I know my mixing containers all different colors, but that's just on the outside. The inside's brand new. I just used it to stop the paint from getting on something. Anyway, the way we're going to do this, we're going to start on the very back and pour up against the backsplash first. And don't even worry about wasting it, because it's going to happen. You're not going to stop it, and I know I'm pouring a little too much on here, but that's okay. I want to make sure I got a good coverage. And the only way to get good coverage is to put enough epoxy on. Now, I think it was about a week ago, or almost a week ago, I sent out a YouTube short showing this sink and the nasty colors that it was, and left it up to you guys to give me some ideas on some colors. The most color I got in my email, I had some comments for colors which were good ones, and I also had a ton of emails come in for colors. And like I said, the colors that come in the most was seaside, gloss black, and white. Let me get them. You want to prime your brush in your epoxy that you have in your mixing container. You want to make sure your sides are covered good, your sides and your front, before you even start putting the epoxy on the rest of the sink. For those of you that know me, you know that I pour this part of the sink in one pour. Once this cures, I'll stand it up on its backsplash and do the backsplash. Sometimes I don't record that, but in this sink I will. So all you want to do is you want to make sure everything's covered, every little section of it. You have all kind of paint down here still too now, so don't be scared to pull it up and use it. God knows, let's face it, epoxy is almost as expensive as gold. I'm going to put this brush in my mixing container. I'm going to take a torch real quick. I'm going to bust some of these bubbles. You want to fire it up away from your project so you don't get sand, dust, or anything like that in it. Y'all to look, come up here and get close, son. Look how this epoxy lays out glass smooth. It's like a mirror. I mean, this is unmatched epoxy in my opinion, and I've used a bunch of them. If you want it, it's Wise Bond Bar and Tabletop. There will be a link in the description box below to their website, where you can get bar and tabletop deep pour. The deep pour epoxy, you can pour it literally 3 inches thick at one time and be fine. Personally, I do it 1/2 inch to 1 inch at a time, then I'll lightly torch it and I'll pour another 1/2 inch or 1 inch and pour that just to help the bubbles come on out real quick. But you don't have to do that. You can pour it 3 inches, the bubbles will come out. Anyway, they got bar and tabletop. They have reusable mixing sticks, reusable containers, to where, you know how you can take and squeeze them from Walmart and they'll crack at the top edge? Well, these won't do that. They oh god, they got all kinds of stuff. They have, you know, concentrated colors like this, the dye to tint your epoxy with. They come in, I believe it's a 6-pack or 12-pack or something like that. They got all, it's a 6-pack they come in. They have mica powder. They have all kind of stuff like that. But anyway, let's get into this. Follow that link in the description below. It will take you to their website. If you purchase anything through that link, there will be a 10% discount code there as well for you to use at checkout. The code is Kellogg10, Kellogg 10, Kellogg10. You apply that code at checkout, it'll take 10% off of your total purchase price, which is already an unmatched price that I found. Anyway, just try it, trust me, you'll be glad you did. Usually I take and I spray the paint on there. I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm going to spray it on my stick and then put it in. This is Gloss Seaside. You can put a little or a lot, it don't matter, it's up to you. One thing you do want to do though is, like back here in the back, when you start on this side, go all the way across with it. Don't stop in the middle like that, because if you do, it's going to look unnatural when you start spreading your epoxy, or when you start doing your design. and then it just doesn't look natural. Like right here, you want to go all the way across with it because you can. And I'm going to put a heat gun on this as well. I'm going to use that. I need to put a little bit down inside the bowl. It ain't got to be no pretty thing or anything like that. It's all going to get mixed up. Well, not mixed up, but have a design put on it. For whatever reason, this color, I know it's white, but this specific color come up, so we're going to use it. I think it's more like a linen white. It's not quite as potent as regular Rust-Oleum gloss white. We're still not going to use a whole bunch of it. Alright, I'm going to take my heat gun and move some of these colors around real quick. Don't get too close. This is where the magic happens. You can see how this heat gun kind of softens up all the lines, disperses the colors out good. That's what you're looking for. And like I said, every single part of the sink don't have to have color on it. You're not going for both sides to be even. You want it to be unique. You don't want it to be the exact same on both sides or anywhere else on the sink for that matter. I have a hard time dealing with that because I want to make it look even, but I know that's not what I'm going for. See, now I may end up putting a little more white back here in this back corner right here just for the fact it's got quite a bit of the seaside. Let's see, let me get it all feathered out. This epoxy has a good working time with it. It's a 1-to-1 mix ratio, so it's by volume, not by weight, so you don't have to weigh it. You just pour equal amounts by volume. And pour them together, mix them. If you're mixing with a drill and paddle, mix it for 3 to 4 minutes. Then take your paint stick, scrape the bottom and the sides of your mixing container to assure you ain't got no unmixed epoxy stuck to the sides, which you will have, I promise you. Once you do that, mix it for an additional 30-40 seconds, and you're golden, you're ready to go. This, I love it. I won't use no other epoxy. This is all I use for everything. It has my seal of approval, 100%. I've used all kinds of different epoxies. Make sure you guys, if I've earned it, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so whenever I do the backsplash, you guys will be able to see it. I'll make it match this perfectly. The next sink I'm gonna pour in place to where I'll show you how I'll pour the backsplash and this at the same time and show you how I do that, because I have had a lot of people ask me how to do that as well. And you can see that I've got good coverage on my side. This camera does this sink no justice, by the way. Here on the front, got a little bit of lacing right here. You can see that lacing right there. Got good coverage on that side. Anyway, that's it. That's all I'm doing to it. That's it. Just that quick. Let me see it. Don't stop it. Just that quick. I wish I could get away from that glare. This is really a gorgeous, gorgeous color combination. Really gorgeous. Let me put you up here on a tripod for a minute so I can talk to you. Like I said, the epoxy I use is Wise Bond bar and tabletop. I'm just endorsing them because I like them. It's a good epoxy, does what I want and what I need it to do. They have all kinds of tools for epoxy. Like I said, reusable mixing sticks, containers that you can pop the epoxy out of and reuse it. They've got mixing paddles, they got mica powder, deep pour epoxy, alcohol inks. They've got everything, and the prices, I promise you'll find a hard time beating their prices on the internet. All you got to do is do your research. You'll see what I'm talking about. And if you guys decide to go with Wise Bond, there is a link in the description box below that'll take you to their website. You go through that link and you purchase anything at checkout, use the promo code Kellogg10, KELLOGG10. That'll give you 10% off your total purchase price, like I said, which is already a good price. I'll include a couple pictures of this sink at the beginning of the video. That way you can see what it looks like without that glare. I'm going to try to get some shots of it without that glare, because I think this thing turned out amazing. Alright guys, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if I've earned it. Hit the subscribe button. That way you'll see when I do the backsplash and the next sink, which I'm going to do in place. and leave me a comment, even if it's to say hi, if something you would have done different. That way it shows the YouTube algorithm we're communicating with each other, and that'll boost the video up to more people so they can see it. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. I'm out. Peace.